Is Halo Infinite a good game? There's going to be a few things that we're going to be covering about things that in its current state we would like to see change, whether or not 343 have already stated that they are going to look to change it, and we're going to look at the things that we like and hopefully they'll keep. One thing I want people to remember is the fact that this is a 10-year process of a game, so 343 will be looking to probably change the entire thing in the space of 10 years, as long as it sticks to their main core values and what their vision is for what they want Halo Infinite to look like. So what we'll do is we'll start off this video with the bad things, and then we'll go on to the amazing things of what Halo Infinite really is. Also guys, if you are new around here, please like and subscribe, and I want to know, what do you think of Halo Infinite in its current stage? Do you think it's a good game, or do you think it's a bad game? Let me know. So one of the things that everyone has been complaining about is the leveling system. There's not a leveling up system like there was either in MCC, or whether or not you look at it from Halo 5 or any of the other previous Halos. I would really like to see sort of more of a Halo 5 sort of leveling system where, yes, we know the fact from going 151 to 152 might have taken forever, but they could potentially change it. Maybe, you never know, we could look for something a little bit easier. Maybe there won't be a cap, or maybe there'll be like a prestige system. Maybe they will take a slightly different route about it. But I don't think it's the absolute end of the world, the fact that in this early access stage, there's not a leveling up system just yet. Another thing that I'm not particularly a fan of currently has to be the customization. The customization for me personally feels a little bit limited. And yes, I do understand they do have a shop. There will be more customizations, but we are currently talking about it how it is right now, not how it's going to be in a few years, where maybe they'll have hundreds if not thousands of different skins and customizations for us to be able to access. But I'm just saying, from the release of what Halo Infinite multiplayer is, it does feel like we are a little bit limited without having to spend a little bit of money. And speaking of money, I do feel like the shop is a tad bit expensive for what you're paying for. It's not like, you know, we're getting too much out of it. It's literally paying about £20 for one set of armor. You know, it feels a little bit pricey, but who knows, maybe 343 might potentially change this. I'm not overly sure. I haven't heard or read anything about 343 looking to make any changes, but there's nothing saying that they won't make any changes. With 343 taking away Super Fiesta, I did feel a little bit disappointed, because Fiesta is one of those game modes that I feel like we are able just to be able to hop on, mess around, and have a real load of fun with it. But unfortunately, they did take it away. It was a limited time sort of event. Maybe they will have it as a permanent event, or maybe they will have it on a rotation. I'm not overly sure. Again, this is something that I have not really heard about. And where I'm going with this is the fact that I feel like the game modes options do feel very limited. You either have ranked, which is super sweaty, you've either got your standard normal 4v4s, or you got BTB, which, to be fair, I won't lie, as they said that they did want the core games to be out. I'm not overly mad at the fact that, you know, we are limited, but it's just one of those things that I would have probably preferred that Fiesta would have stayed in there, or maybe even something like, I don't know, Infection would have been quite nice. Just something where it's not so objective focused, and maybe something where someone's new first time experience might have been able to enjoy it or see a slightly different side of Halo. This is obviously without going maybe into customs, doing your own kind of little thing. One thing I have noticed only a couple times, maybe a day, of when I'm streaming for about 6 hours, is that I find that the spawns sometimes can be a little bit questionable, meaning that I have spawned literally in the line of sight of an enemy, or landed on someone's grenade as I've spawned in. Maybe this is something that 343 could change. Maybe it's something that it's just how the game works, meaning that it could have just so happened the positioning of the entire enemy managed to cover, and it was forcing a respawn. I'm not overly too sure, but this is, again, maybe happened a handful of times. When we talk about the actual fundamental of the game runs super smooth. Recently, maybe the last couple of days, I haven't noticed any major crashes where my game's completely reset itself. So for me personally, I think the game feels fine, but it's just the odd respawn, I would say. The only bit of gameplay that I would personally say does not feel very consistent is the melee. It's just like, you know, one moment someone could be right in front of me and I hit them in the back and they don't die. So the next thing you know, I've managed to like lunge sword the entire map. It just feels a little bit inconsistent. Maybe I'm just not understanding how the mechanics works and when I should be hitting, or how to be able to make sure I can get the lunge off every single time. Again, I don't know, and I don't know if 343 will be looking to change this. I don't know if 343 does have a way of being able to fix it without it being one extreme or the other. But it's just one of those things. I think a few of us have gone for that melee and gone, that was a little bit questionable. When it comes to the guns, I would say there's nothing that feels like they're overly bad. There's not, you know, a gun where I've turned around and gone, oh, this is no fun. This is, you know, oh, this is rubbish. Oh, I'm not going to be picking up that specific gun. I personally feel like each gun is good in a specific type scenario, but there are obviously some guns that I would prefer to pick up over others. For example, I know I'm going to be rocking a BR over the Commando just because I feel like the Commando has a bit too much recoil. But again, the TTK for the Commando is a lot quicker if you're able to hit every single headshot. Now, while we've talked about some of the negatives, now let's look a little bit more on the positives. One, the game has come out a month early. And what is annoying me is the fact that I see online all these people there going, oh, they should have just, you know, delayed it by another month, or they should have delayed it for another year. We waited 6 years for this game. This is bullshit. What 343 have done is be able to produce a game, and yes, I'm going to bring out the C word, during COVID. They spent 6 years in perfecting this game and trying to make it as incredible as it is now. And if we look at the year difference from what it was in 2020 to what it is now in 2021, the game looks so different and it feels so different just from a couple months of when we had the test beta thing. So this is where I would say hats off to 343 in what they've been able to do. I feel like the game is incredible. It feels smooth, it feels fun. You know, this has been the only game I've actually played since the release of Halo Infinite. It's just incredible. The guns do have like a slight challenge to them for each one. Like, I personally can't use the sidekick. So when I'm in socials, I'm running an AR because I know I can't aim for my life. The gameplay itself does feel super smooth. I got to be honest, it definitely feels a lot better than I thought it originally was going to be, especially with the past of Halo 5 launch and the launch of MCC. It's been a little bit questionable of how 343 have kickstarted their games, but with how this feels right now, it feels incredible, it feels fun, and I think one of the best things for someone like myself is the fact that I can see there's a real load of content. There's a whole load of stuff for us to be able to explore, which is something that I'm super looking forward to. And I would also like to throw out, the full game isn't even out. We've still got a campaign coming out in the next couple days. We've got some stuff to really look forward to. 343 have done an incredible job of building up a lot of suspension for the official release, okay? We're talking of December 8th, 2021. This thing is going to be amazing. Hopefully we'll be able to see some more guns. Hopefully we're going to be able to see some more maps. Hopefully we're going to see some more game modes. And as well as we're going to have an entire campaign, which if you guys did not know, there's an achievement for completing it in under 8 hours. How many campaigns realistically are out there where you go, oh, there's an achievement for doing it in under 8 hours. This just goes to prove that 343 have spent a long time trying to be able to get everything right, not just from the multiplayer side, but there is a whole load of campaign and lore and so much more that people don't understand that goes into making a video game, especially something like Halo. That it's not just about online. It's not about these people who play Call of Duty or Battlefield and all they have done is just play online because they don't have any interest in the campaign and the story and the understanding of maybe the maps and how everything or why everything is the way it is. And I do have to be honest, for the people who have been like giving out death threats and assaulting and harassing members of 343 and their staff, really don't know what the hell they're on about, because they just think you can make a game by, I don't know, rubbing a lamp and they're going, make me the best game in the world, or make me a more modern Halo 3. It's like, no, I don't think you understand how game development works. Another thing that I am also super happy for what 343 have done is, especially for us over here on controller, being able to customize our settings as much as normally a PC sort of player would be able to have. Anything from like dead zone, max input, thresholds. The fact that we can completely customize our controller that to suit us as an individual and not as looks as like a majority, as well as, you know, field of view and many other accessibilities for us to be able to use. They've done an amazing job. They've tried to think about how are they going to please everybody. And I mean, they are trying to please everybody, as well as just make the game as playable for everyone else. Is that the right word? Playable? But as I slowly start wrapping up this video, I do want it to be reflected on the fact that we're talking about how Halo Infinite is in its current state. I'm not talking about what 343 will be looking to change in the next, 6 months to a year, what they'll be looking to add on. Everything that I've said is how I feel about the game currently, and I wanted to be able to let you guys know if it's a good or a bad game. And I'm going to be honest, I do think it is a good game. I think it's playable. I think there's enough content to be able to keep us happy until Wednesday. I think 343 deserve more credit for what they have done and been able to produce here. Okay? There's loads of content. There's enough stuff for us to be able to get by, especially in the customizations when we look at vehicles, emblems, and other stuff. 343 have managed to allow us to be able to have a unique experience and customize everything in a way that we want it to be. And I think that is why I am so invested in this game right now, is the fact that I can say my personal experience during Halo Infinite has been amazing so far. So I think that'll be it from me, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, please make sure you do like and subscribe, and let me know what you think. Did you enjoy Halo Infinite, or did you not like it, and why? I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.